Guild Boss 5, attack number 3. Welcome back to... Ooh, that's loud. Welcome back to another video, fellas. Here we are again. So this is attack number 3 on Guild Boss 5. This is update number 1.0.3. The first time we mixed up Gibby's attack, we didn't get his full launch on the override debuff. The second time, we didn't get Vash's attack on the override debuff, although we did 10.16 million, which is probably the highest single attempt damage on this boss in the world. No, I don't know, whatever, but it's pretty good. And a lot of improvement, man, a lot of improvement. So hopefully it wasn't all just RNG. Maybe we got lucky and the boss decided not to dodge a bunch of key attacks. Could have been the thing, but maybe it is, maybe it's not. But what I do know is we're going to try to make this thing happen. So I'm keeping an eye. So last time I didn't use the debuff on the first chance I got because Vashir and Nine and all my boys didn't have enough SP on them when my tank was ready to roll. So I said, you know what? Let's just skip that turn. We've got enough time. It's a long enough fight. We can just use it later. And so that's what we did. But I don't know if the SP procs are going to line up the same way this time. So we're trying to figure it out. But, I mean, since I missed a full launch on both of the previous 2 attempts, if I can get all full launches done right, this is pretty good. Now, I think Vuk is next, and he's low on SP, but the boss is going to attack me right after. Maybe he'll get the SP proc. So hopefully I don't mess up and miss Vuk's buff, because this would be like the third way to screw up. But let's check it out. I think my boys have enough SP. Vuk does get the SP from his NG thing, so he's good to go. Who's going to attack next? Is it Gibby? Or is it Vashir, or does it even matter? I don't think it matters. I think when Gibby gets his turn, he is going to get his SP proc anyways. Gibby has higher total stats. I want to make sure... Oh my god, he didn't get any SP. We just fucked up so bad. We just messed up so bad. I have to use a mount skill. It's the only way to recover that. That was so bad. I thought... No, it's only NG that get SP per turn. Oh, that's so bad. And I can't use the full launch on Vashir. Oh my god. If I put that on Vashir right there, that would have been perfect. I should have done it because he had more. He had full SP and ready to go. For some reason, I thought that Gibby was going to get SP proc right before his turn. But I guess I'm mixing up NG and whatever. So we messed up an SA buff. That's so bad. That's so bad. What's also bad about that is if I just put it on Vashir, it would have worked out perfectly. Oh, that sucks. Whatever. Hopefully we can still hit 10 million. And if my damage is super high, we'll just be laughing. I should have put it on Vashir. I was like, okay, let's just make sure we get Gibby's attack done correctly, get it out of the way, because he's higher TS. Nope, we did the complete opposite, did it wrong. And we couldn't even do a 4 SP skill there either. So, can we recover from that? Hopefully we can. Boss dodging, doesn't feel great. Now Gibby has full SP, bastard, he gets dodged there. So they also kind of wasted my debuff too, because only 9 lives got to use his full launch in that one. Vashir couldn't do it because he didn't have the buff, and then Gibby couldn't do it because he didn't have SP, so we screwed that up pretty bad. I do think we can recover though. That's one of the good things about the override buff is that it lasts for 2 boss turns, and even though the boss is attacking right after me, kind of making it 1 turn, you still get to use 2 of them. So I think we can recover, but that was actually really bad. But as long as we're over 7.4 million, I'm not gonna cry about it. I think we can still get up there with some decent RNG. Those SP procs, man, they get you. Can we recover? So the tank is almost full. I kind of want to keep an eye on how much SP everybody has. You know what? I might actually end up doing the buff on Gibby again because he didn't get the full launch off. Because Gibby should actually do more damage than Bashir at the moment. And I think my tank is next, but these guys don't have SP, so we're not going to do the debuff. We're not going to do the buff on anybody, even if my tank is next in that moment. Hopefully get a chime proc. Yes, we do. Even if my tank is next, which he eventually was, and now Gibby has SP. God damn it. This is a pain in my ass. I was thinking that Gibby wouldn't have SP this time, but then he gets SP like the first time that he didn't get SP. Like, what the hell is going on? It's killing me. Okay, it's a long enough fight. We can cycle around one more time. Try to get a little bit more lucky. Damn, I was hoping this would be like a nice little victory lap. Everything lines up. We learned from the previous mistakes. Not so much. So we still need to get the full launches and get everything else lined up. Oof, we don't struggle on this one. Also, it would be nice if I didn't have to do a healing skill. Speaking of which, the boss is about to do some attack. What is he going to do? There he goes. He does the attack everybody ability. I think this one's probably like the least of the worries. I mean, actually, other than the one that makes the furthest enemies all have 1 hit point, I feel like none of the boss attacks even matter at this point. So tank is slowly getting ready. I think the tank has 2 more chances to get off his debuff, so hopefully the SP will line up and I won't screw it up this time. We're getting there. I'll probably start switching to using the 1 SP on Vuk. That way he's got enough SP when it's the time for him to use his debuff. He'll be ready to roll. Or does Vuk always get 2 SP pips? No, he gets 1.5. So I'll use the 1 SP there, and I'll keep a little bit of SP because my tank's getting ready. I want the debuff, or the SA buff algorithm to be ready to roll. See, if I use his full SP here, when my tank's ready to go, Gibby won't have SP. And then same thing here. And okay, so 11 was the turn where I was supposed to buff Gibby beforehand. So we're gonna let it pass one more time, and then so turn 11 is where all that would have lined up. But I would have needed to have them overcap on SP, which is a little bit weird. I feel like that's damage loss. I should just wait for a better rotation than letting their SP overcap. There we go, chime procking, making things somewhat nice. We're slowly running out of turns. I think we still have 2 more attacks from the tank to make it happen. I'm gonna use the 1 SP on Vuk to keep his SP high enough so I can use the buff when I need it. Little angel pet being super nice. Yeah, I'm going to have to do the debuff as soon as my tank gets the next chance, just to not risk it. I feel like I can use 2 SP there. He should be okay on his next roam around. So this should be the last 4 SP attack that I can use on Gibby, then on Vash, and then I should be saving after that. Okay. It's coming down to the wire, boys. And that's the last 4 SP on Vash. So hopefully by the time these guys get SP back and they get ready to go, I'm not going to do the buff yet because I don't think the tank is ready. Okay. That was the attack furthest 2 skill. No big deal, nothing to see there. Chime proc. Being generous this time around. And then here we go. I think Gibby goes next before my tank, which means if I buff him now, I'll screw it up because I won't have the debuff on. So I think Gibby's next. Gibby is next. We don't really do anything. I think I have to have Vashir save SP. I guess I could have him use one of these little SP skills. Random enemy. That one. Because he'll crit and he'll get 1 SP back. I think that's how that works. So he stayed full. 9 can use all his stuff. I've got to do the debuff here. We're going to buff Gibby. Gibby is going to do his full launch. So that was a perfect full launch. Vashir should be next. This is a full launch, but it does not have the SA buff because I screwed up the first time. But it was during the debuff, so that's pretty good. So Vashir gets screwed again on his full launch, basically. But that's as good as a recovery as I could have done. So hopefully RNG is good. We don't have to use a healing skill. Then this thing will be a wrap. And a couple of turns left, we just pop off. So hopefully it's been educational. You guys see me screw up different ways and potentially fix those screw ups and then screw up in different ways and try to recover from that. So obviously your attack is going to be different because your team's going to all have all different speeds and different turn rates and all that. And that's kind of what makes it fun. I'm loving the Defender 5-piece proc. I'm loving having a second NG in here. I think it makes it fun, makes you kind of pay attention to it. And like I said in the first video, this is the perfect amount of manual play that I want to do per week. It's 3 attacks. If you really pay attention, it takes 10 minutes. You can do it faster or slower if you want. The reward is high enough to make it worth it. Just don't be a douche and autopilot it for your team, for your guild. You know, it kind of feels good. It feels like my guild has earned the right to autopilot guild boss 1 through 4. Just show up, boom, autopilot, whatever, get it done, get the loot, call it a day. But guild boss 5, we're still earning it. We're still manualing it. And you also get to see the different skills of the players that are in your guild. So, you know, half of a game like this is just making a good composition, hit autopilot, send them in, and then there, collect your loot. But on content like this, especially with the buffs and the debuffs and all the stuff that we're doing, it's pretty cool. And what I did last week was I took the damage meter from all of the attempts and I organized it back into the groups that I have. So team 1 was all grouped together. So we got to see who did the best damage in team 1. It was Gibby. I was number 2, so Gibby got me. That was pretty cool. And then team 2 is grouped together. Team 3 is grouped together. You get to see who's actually doing the damage or who's actually slacking. I think it's pretty cool. So no healing skills in this one. So this is the second time I haven't had to use any healing skills. Pretty good. Let's use that. Luke is going to leech himself up. Maybe we'll get a chime proc here just because it's beautiful. Very beautiful. And then we're frenzied. There we go. So 3 attacks, 3 different screw ups, but we recovered as much as possible. There's still a lot of potential for me to not screw this up and get even more damage out of it. The first attack was 7.4 million. The next attack was 10.16 million. And we're about to find out what this attack is going to be. So that was pretty exciting, honestly. I mean, it's some compelling play. Like I said, it's like, you know, if raids are super new content, then yeah, I'm willing to manual it, especially if the rewards are good. And if there's a new world boss out and it's really good, but it's difficult and there's good rewards, I'm willing to manual that for a little bit. But after a while, you're like, all right, I've got this. It's on farm. I just want to auto it. I just want to collect my loot. This is a really good spot. So, okay, Vashir did a lot less damage than he did before. I think he's like a couple 100,000 less. And again, he didn't get the SA buff ever. So that shows you how powerful the SA buff is. But screwed it up, had to put it on Gibby twice. We did put it on Gibby. Gibby came through with the 4 million, 9 lives consistent to what he did last time because he didn't have to use a heal. So I guess the difference on 9 lives is if he uses a heal, he's right around 800, 900k. If he doesn't have to use the heal, he is around 1.2 million. And then Vuk Life, pretty consistent, kind of staying in the same spot. Makes sense. He did a little bit more damage in the first attack because I'm doing the 20 SP. Although, because I had to figure out the SP, I did a lot less of the 20 SPs, which is that leeching skill. So it makes sense that he did less damage here. Or I could be wrong. It could just be the RNG of dodging and blocking and all that crap. So let's see what our total is. I think it's going to be 9 million. I'm just kind of guesstimating here. We did 10 last time, unless I screwed up that math. Should be 9 here. So let's get ready to do some damage, because we had 17.5 last time. Let's go over here. We've used our 3 attacks. So we did 17.5-ish. So this is like not, it's either 8.5 or 9. I think it's 8.5, which is not bad. Not bad. Tons of room for improvement. I essentially messed up 3 full launches. So 1 full launch each turn, so I can get that better. Hopefully others will learn from my mistakes. But let's get this damage up here. So 6.10. Bump, bump. I can't type. There we go. And then, okay, we did 9.1 million in this attack. We did, so this one was, no, excuse me. We did 8.7 million. That makes more sense. So my estimation was pretty good. 8.7 million in this attack. We did 10.16 in the second attack. And then the first attack, we did 7.4. So I think that if I would stop screwing stuff up, we can put 2 or 3 more million on this, and then if players continue to get their gear up and keep doing what they've been doing, 30 million's possible, man. That's 10 million per hit. I mean, actually, it's possible now because my second attack was over 10 million. So if I just got the RNG I got in that fight and did the same stuff in that fight, that would be 30 million right there. That's beautiful. That's some beautiful damage, fellas. Let's do the average really quick. Bum, bum, ba. My average is 8.7 million. So we went from an average last week of 7.4 million to 8.75 million. We went up by over 1 million. Keep in mind that the NG buff with 300 crit damage that I impressively screwed up in the third attack, which was this one. Let's go to perk. This is new. This 300% crit damage, this is new. And we weren't using this ability in the group as well. So my group total stats, or at least the total stats of the DPS actually went down because we moved a player into team 2, which means total guild damage, if they're playing close to their potential, should have gone up. And there you go. So feels good. Feels good. It also feels good when the build that you and your team, because this is a team effort, Vuk and Vash and everybody coming together working on talking theory. It feels good when the theory crafting comes together and you do some good stuff. So can I get a trophy now? We used all our trophy stuff. I'll show you guys the loot that we had last week. This only showed the recent 20. So defenders just for cosmetic because it's already trash for us. Slayers offhand. There's like, I think 4 people want offhands still. Mythic trash, clergy helmet trash, Slayer's gun. That's what's up, dude. Oh, excuse me, Slayer offhand. Very confusing, Slayer offhand. There you go, King's getting that. Sleepknot, get some defenders. Sleepknot's been in the guild for like 10 minutes. And he's already gotten like 3 pieces of a tank set. That's how tanks roll. Being tank's cool. Slayer back piece, clergy necklace. I think we need 1 more clergy necklace, and then all of clergy gear is trash for us, and cosmetics. And that's not a brag. I want to bring a point forward. Right now, we have out of 21 possible guild boss set pieces, 11 of them are trash for us. That's not a brag. That's a problem. We need some sort of recipe in the game where you can melt 3 of them down and get some sort of wish box or recipe or whatever, because 11 out of 21 set pieces are trash for us. And there's plenty of other guilds that are catching up to what we're doing, which means they're going to have the same problem in about a month or two. So something to think about. Something to think about. My tanks, almost everybody has all the set pieces. I think a couple people are missing like 2 pieces or so. So defender is almost all trash. Nobody really wants to make a tank swap build in my guild. No, there's no reason for that. At least not at the moment. In the future, probably, yeah, but not right now. Healing, I think clergy was a cool idea, but the way the meta works in a game like this, I think there's no real place for a healer set. And the reason why I'm making that strong statement is because first off, how many players want to play healer? Not a lot. How many players want to play dedicated healer? Almost 0. And if you put on a healer weapon or if you put on a healer pet, you are a healer. You are an amazing healer. Look at 9 Lives. He's got the Raid 8 gun. He's got the Chime pet. He completely held it down in this boss. The only help he got was from my little angel pet, which was, not negligible, but, not a lot. He was a healer. He didn't need a clergy set to do it. And clergy set doesn't offer anything special that makes it worth it. You might as well just be a DPS and do more damage and also have the option of healing. So healing as a class, as a role, absolutely exists. But we don't need a separate set for it. And if we don't have clergy set, that means that's more Slayer sets out there, that's more tank sets out there. And since the ratio of tank to DPS is not 1-to-1, because you just need less tanks, period, I think they should make it a 4-to-1 or a 5-to-1 drop ratio of Slayer versus Defender. So that's how I would fix the situation that we're in. I would stop dropping clergy stuff. If players already have the set, just make it legacy, whatever. I would stop dropping clergy stuff. I would change the ratio of Defender to Slayer like a 4-to-1. Probably it should be like a 6-to-1, but let's just make it a 4-to-1. Or maybe you could slowly do that over time. And I would add a recipe that if you destroy unwanted set pieces, you can either wish box it or craft a piece that you want. And I'd probably make it so that you can't just destroy a bunch of chest piece to make a gun, because the gun is more rare. It's from Guild Boss 4. But you can figure it out. You can make it happen. Probably a little more complicated than you want. Anyways, there we go. Some more pieces, more trash. Trash. Not got the gun, fellas. Not got the gun. He put on a bunch of total stats. You'll be seeing not again. And then blue got the DPS. There we go. Before we wrap the video up, just keep in mind that if you want to upgrade a set device, if you want to upgrade one of these, it takes 16 upgrade materials to upgrade a set device. A normal device takes 8 upgrade materials. If you ever see set devices in some sort of event where it's easier to get them, there's like an egg event or something, so you can't get screwed by RNG, you might consider farming a bunch of these, killing them for materials. That's all I'm saying. Because if you destroy them, you get 2 materials instead of 1, and if there's some sort of discount, you're getting like a 55% discount cost per material. But anyways, it's kind of beyond this video. But anyways, yeah, so this thing costs 16 materials to upgrade. All the sets are the same. And the other thing is, if we ever get to tier 10 and we ever get new tier 10 gear, is Slayer coming with us or is Slayer dead? I don't know the answer. There might be a way to up tier it and bring it with us if you really like it. Or maybe Slayer's is dead, which means maybe this accessory is kind of dead too, because it's kind of hard to roll unless you get a bunch of crits somewhere. It's not a bad accessory, but they can be hard to use. And there you go. So that's the last Most Recent 20. All right, guys. As always, appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully we kill this thing. Peace.